Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending the School of Health Sciences Human Movement Science session. My name is Brittany Thomas, and I am a Senior Recruitment Advisor in Undergraduate Admissions. Please help me welcome our presenters, Dan Goebel, Jacqueline Scully, and Danae May.
Welcome, as Brittany said, to the Department of Human Movement Sciences session here. Human Movement Science is a department at Oakland University. It consists of two programs, even though there's three listed here. The Exercise Science program and I guess we also have the physical therapy program. When it comes to exercise science, there's different divisions. I'll talk about that. One of them is orthotics and prosthetics, and we also have a concentration in pre-physical therapy, which is a super popular option, which is why we have Jacqueline joining us today to tell us all about that. First, to get you acquainted with exercise science, we have a little 30-second video here. So I'm going to go ahead and play that.
At Oakland University's School of Health Sciences, explore your passion for physical fitness and human movement. Gain hands-on experience. Enable exercise in diverse populations. Impact your community. Conduct meaningful research. The innovative Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science program builds an ideal foundation for a career or a graduate degree in fields such as physical therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports, athletics, fitness, and many others. Learn more at oakland.edu/shs.
Okay, so what is exercise science? It's an interdisciplinary program emphasizing the role of exercise in three broadish areas. When we say interdisciplinary program, what we're saying is we draw from all sorts of areas. So we're a mix of health and engineering and biology, physiology, really a lot of the STEM areas are all mixed together into exercise science. And what we're trying to do is serve a mission where we can improve people's health, we can help prevent diseases, and we can optimize physical performance through the use of exercise as essentially medicine. The biggest question we get in the world of exercise science is always about what am I going to do with this degree? These are some of the possible career paths. There are certainly others. One of the big paths that we have been popular for in the past is cardiac rehabilitation. Somewhere several decades ago, we realized that after having a heart attack or a heart issue, telling the person to just lay in bed and do nothing for a long time was not a good idea. And that actually you want to strengthen the heart after that incident slowly. You don't want to have people go run marathons right away. So the area of cardiac rehabilitation is all about that. It's how to get people's hearts strengthened after they've had some kind of incident. And we can train individuals to do that through our program. We have a number of fitness professionals. So think of your local personal trainers at the gym. Uh, we have a brand new orthotics and prosthetics stream coming online in the fall, which is really exciting, where students are going to be able, as part of their undergraduate degree, take a series of classes that will qualify them to become orthotics and prosthetics assistants, where they will be able to build all sorts of cool devices to help individuals who have amputations or need devices to help them move. We have physical therapy as a path. It's not something you can do coming out of our program directly. You have to go do more school after doing your bachelor's of exercise science, but we are excellent preparation to get into physical therapy school. And then there's the area of sports science, which could be just trying to build a better athlete, or maybe looking at equipment and tools for sport and trying to improve those. This is a breakdown of sort of the paths to an exercise science degree. So not everybody takes the same path to get their exercise science degree. People can specialize in different areas depending on what their interests are. We have a general area of exercise science. So if you just want to just generally go through, you don't have physical therapy or something else in mind, that's fine. You can just take sort of a general pathway. But if you do have something like physical therapy in mind, we have a concentration in pre-physical therapy that you can take in the degree. And that's just a set of classes that you would take that would, when you graduate, cover all the bases you need covered so that you can apply for physical therapy school. As I said, we have the new orthotics and prosthetics specialization coming online in the fall. And then something we have in the future, that's why I have it italicized here, is a yoga therapy program that should be coming online maybe in a couple of years now, but basically teaching individuals how to use yoga for rehabilitation and medicine. These are some of our clinical partners. So for the orthotics program, we partner with Wright and Philippus, and we have the yoga medics team that we're working with to build up the yoga therapy option. The other thing we have is once you have your bachelor's in exercise science, we'd love to have you stick around for a master's degree in exercise science. And something new that we just built this year was a 4+1 combined model. And what that is if you do your undergraduate with us and take the right classes, you can actually knock a year off of your master's degree. So you just have to do a 1-year master's degree after your 4 years of undergrad, and you'd end up with 2 degrees in 5 years, which is really efficient, gives you an extra year in the workforce, lowers tuition. So there's a real cost benefit to doing that. This is a look at our beautiful building. It's the Health Sciences building. It's one of the newer buildings on campus. We have 4 beautiful labs on the first floor: a fitness lab, an ex-phys lab, biomechanics lab, O&P lab. And this is just a little look at some student research that I have done in the past in one of these nice labs. In addition to just our basic coursework, our lectures, we have a nice complement to those, which is an internship, which is like a practical experience where students go out in the community. They do 224-ish hours of work in their field and get experience, do networking, which can really help them lead to employment opportunities. We help them get the internships. We have Terry Dibble, who's our internship coordinator. And it's just a fantastic complement to sort of the theoretical background that they're getting in the program. And then the last thing I want to mention is we have research built into our curriculum. There is a course called EXS 4995 where students can work with a faculty member on their research line, doing research in the field, reading papers, doing experiments. The advantage for having research in our program is that many of our students go on to graduate school, and graduate schools are looking for students who have experience with research, because any graduate program, any master's degree, any doctor of PT, they have to do research projects. And so if they've had this experience as an undergrad, real advantage coming in. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Jacqueline to talk about our pre-physical therapy concentration.
All right, so I'm Jacqueline Scully, and I'm a special instructor in Oakland's PT program. It is a doctorate program, but if you're looking at an undergraduate way to try to take a path into, as Dr. Goebel said, applying into PT school, the pre-physical therapy has a concentration through the EXS system. Program is kind of the way that a lot of our students go. I have listed on here a couple of our required courses to get into, to meet your requirements for getting into PT school. And I'll talk about one of those in a second here. This is a picture of one of our labs. This is our neuro lab. So we have a couple different labs that you'll kind of see some pictures of, that is also located in the same building that Dr. Goebel showed you in the human health building. So, generally a lot of our sciences and labs that go along with it, plus some psychology. Usually we like to have some people have some statistics classes in there. And one of the classes that we do offer is the PT 3020, which is physical therapy as a profession. All right. So this is a course that kind of introduces you to lots of different areas of PT, in not only the clinical setting, but also the academic setting and in the research setting, and all the different settings that you can be in for those. So whether you're in the hospital or whether you're in an inpatient rehab or home therapy or outpatient or even travel therapy. And a lot of this class consists of professionals coming in and talking to you guys about what they do out in the world of PT. So this is a class that a lot of students really, really like, and you get some in a non-COVID world. So by the time you would get there, you would have experiences to potentially go and actually be at some of these clinical settings and some of the things that we do within the PT program. The picture down here is a picture of our sim lab, which now looks very, very different than this. But, some of the equipment that we might use. So if you're thinking about getting into PT school, and probably about the end of your junior year, you're going to think about applying. There's a one central system called PT CAS that everyone applies into for most of the programs in the state. And there are two different deadlines. In August, there's a deadline for early decision, which would mean that you could find out early on if you're get into the program or not. The regular decision deadline is in October. And right now we have a rolling admission process at Oakland. So things that you need to think about as you're about to apply or going to apply into PT school is that you need some experiences and shadowing experiences in the PT field. So whether you're a tech somewhere or whether you set up experiences at, say, a pediatric clinic, and then also maybe in a hospital to shadow somebody and spend some time in a with a home therapist, we do look at what those experiences are that you have and that you have them in kind of a variety of areas. We also need you to get some letters of recommendation. We like for you to have at least one of those letters to be from a PT, but it's not required, but we do like to have you have some experience with working with a PT. And then there's always an essay that goes along with it, and the question changes all the time about what it is. But so you need to start thinking kind of early on. You can't just say in July of your junior year, oh, hey, I'd like to apply into PT school. There are some things that you need to do beforehand so that you can complete your application fully. And then once you're in the program, it's a 3.5-year program that also includes some clinical time. So our students go out on again, in a non-COVID world, they go out on a 4-week clinical at the end of their first semester of their second year. Then they go out on an 8-week clinical the summer between their second and third year. And then they finish up the program with 2 12-week clinicals out in the PT community. And it's a variety of options. So if you have an interest in, say, pediatrics, or you have an interest in oncology rehab, we have options for people to do different areas. A lot of people who come to Oakland do want to focus more on orthopedics or sports. We do have a wide variety of clinical experiences that people can have in there. We have women's health opportunities, and my area of love is the neurology. So people who have had stroke or spinal cord injury or MS or Parkinson's. So you get to have that within your didactic schooling. The other thing you do is that you participate in a research study, and it is with usually somebody within the PT program or somewhere within maybe human movement science. So Dr. Goebel has some research studies that he does that our PT students participate in. And we have a presentation day towards the end of the third year. And a lot of our students do go and do poster or platform presentations at a state or national level. And that always looks really good on a resume. And for the last 3 years, we've had a 100% pass rate for our national licensure exam. And then also 6 months after graduation, for the last 3 years, we've had 100% employment. That's supposed to say employment rate there, sorry. So obviously, if physical therapy is something that you're looking into, it is quite a long program. So you're thinking in the long term, but really preparing yourself now in the undergraduate is really going to set you up well to move into a doctor of physical therapy.